Mark here, freeze dry candy guy, and people have been wondering, how do you in the world do you ever cut one of these babies in half without it getting all shredded up and breaking all apart? I'm going to show you what I came up with, and the first realistic way I came up with was to use one of these big kitchen butcher knife type things. And what I would do is set that like that, and hold the knife over here, hold this end down, hold that between a finger and a thumb here, and just snap her down. And that worked out pretty good, nice and even. Kind of the same technique, using the knife, I put down like this instead, and then push down like that. That also worked okay. But that can be a little dangerous, I think. I never cut myself. I did that for a while, and then somewhere I heard people using garden shears. I said, okay, I got a perfect little shears here. This one I got probably in a gift somewhere. I hardly ever used it in the garden. And washed it up, sanitized it, and this is what I use now. So I'm going to show you how well that works. And unwrap these, and if you unwrap these, I usually do these as I'm getting ready to freeze dry them. If you unwrap too many ahead of time and put them, say, in a Skittles jar or a jar or wherever you put them, they tend to stick together the longer you leave them set, and especially if it's kind of humid. So anyway, here it is. Take your shears, and a little part of this problem, a little problem with doing it this way is sometimes getting them even. When I look at that, the side that's facing me always looks bigger than what it really is. But put that in there like that, just snap it. That works really well. Now you can see they're not quite as perfectly even, and you get used to doing that. So that works well, and I put these in a tray, and we'll show you that in a minute. The other candy that people like to, there's all kinds of candies people like to do. Skittles, you just throw those on the tray. Don't put them on too thick or they stick together. One of the items people like to do is Taffys. Saltwater taffy. Now this particular one here is, what do you think that one is? That's red licorice saltwater taffy. And you can do it, just take scissors. Some people cut these into quarters. I find it's good, for me it's okay to cut them in half. And I had been using the scissors most of the time when I first started doing saltwater taffies, but I changed my procedure on that because I want to kind of keep that swirl look in there. So what I do now is I just take a knife. It's got to be fairly sharp, and you got to keep it moving when you start, otherwise it's going to kind of get stuck on there. But you just, whoops, you just kind of saw through it, and you got a nice, almost perfect looking thing. And when you freeze dry that, it's going to look nice. Actually, these are a little bit different than some of the regular saltwater taffies that have got swirls in them and that. This outer red is actually some other kind of candy. It's not taffy. And I'll show you a picture of what happens to these when you freeze dry them. But that looks good. Then you got these taffies here. This is simply taffy. It's got natural color and flavor in there. And the bag comes with raspberry, banana, blueberry, mango. They're not very fancy. They're not very colorful. Those are all natural colors. Natural fruit flavoring in there. They actually use fruit purees to do this. And these I still will cut those with the knife because it makes it nice and smooth, or you can just take a scissors. These are really soft. And you can cut taffies like that, and that works just fine too. But I bag these and I sell these, so I kind of want them to look nice. And the thing is, with these Simply Taffy, they sounded really good to me, and they look good and taste good. Just not very colorful. And I went and bought a case of them, which was 6 bags, 14 ounces in a bag. So I got to really get busy on them. So that's how you do those. These are really kind of stick to your teeth when you eat them. Other taffies don't. Okay, I'm going to show you what I do with but the Jolly Ranchers when I freeze dry them. I could just put them on a tray like this. I like to use this paper on here, and I'll set them like 4 across. And I'm just using red as a example here. 4 across, and maybe about that far down. And I can go 10 or 11 down this way. If I use my dividers, I got these dividers. I like to use these. And just put 1 piece in there, and that's 4 by 10, so I'll end up fitting like 40 on a tray. The nice thing about this divider is these things, these Jolly Ranchers will stick together if they come together and you gotta break them apart. This keeps that from happening. So that's that. So now you know how to cut, especially the Jolly Ranchers. Get yourself a nice little pruning shear thing, one that works well for you. Clean it up. So, okay, and that's that for my lesson today.